All right. There's probably at least one of you thinking, Alex, are you dead? This is a video to prove that I am, in fact, not dead. Where have I been instead of the afterlife? I've been here, here, here. And now I'm back. I've returned from Latin America. Still single. Jokes aside, I was in South America for about 2 months, and I have just now come back and am doing this video as sort of a proof that I'm still alive / update video, as a lot of things are going to be changing in my life, so my ability to work on this channel and the things I'm going to be working on for this channel are going to be changing a little bit. Not too much. It's just, before I claimed to abide by a 2-week upload schedule, and now I am no longer claiming to abide by that. So when 3 weeks go by and nothing gets uploaded, you know why, kind of. Although it is my policy to never really tell people when I'm going on an extended trip, because I am super paranoid about people following me. I got a comment on one of my older videos saying, "Come back to Morocco, we have a surprise for you." I'm sorry, this is the internet. Am I supposed to take that in a positive connotation in any way? No! Unfortunately, I can't bring my Glock to Morocco. Not that I would want to. Anyone in a foreign country who might have a reason to assail me on behalf of Morocco. If you're in the US, try. Yeah, if I disappear for like 4 months again, which I promise won't happen for at least a year. Mostly because I'm too poor. Given that, some things are going to be changing around here. First off, something I want to announce that is really exciting is while I was abroad in South America, I released the official audiobook for Iskander's game, The Shadow of Macedon. So if you didn't buy my book before because you don't like reading, now it's audiobook. You can listen to it. And I did not do the narration myself because more often than not, unless you're, I guess, Neil Gaiman from 20 years ago, it doesn't really work too well. I hired a guy. He's real great. I'll play you a sample right now.
Tasnim shivered in the cold bite of midnight as she trudged through a field of dry, wild grass.
Is it not too bad, right? Yeah. Not too bad for one published novel. Speaking of that, there's going to be a little bit of a change to the type of content I do on this channel. Of course, I will still, if I have a historically adjacent hyperfixation for 1 week, yeah, I will go and make a video on it, more than likely. I spend a lot of time when I'm working on stuff for this channel focusing on good ideas, which more often than not don't pan out. So, like, trying to come up with good ideas and then coming up with mid-ideas, and trying to keep to a 2-week release schedule. That has come at the cost of production quality, me attempting to learn how to actually make a good video. I have a bunch of series I've started that I have really no feasible plans on finishing right now. So, what I want to do with my time on this channel is work more on completing certain series like the Interregnum series and making more videos surrounding stuff for my books. Not just a shill. I'm also trying to you know, up the production quality, make it so I don't have to spend as much time coming up with an idea, right? And that way I can focus more of my effort around trying to make an actually good video. But for right now, we're keeping things slow and steady. I'm also not gonna try and stick to a 2-week upload schedule because certain extenuating circumstances, mostly me getting a real job, is kind of, yeah. Between that, writing novels and working on this channel falls to like the bottom of that priority ladder. That being said, it is going to be easier for me to come up with content if I'm working on stuff for my books. And specifically, that is in regards to 2 things. First, Medieval America series. That's basically what I started this channel on. So I think expanding that a little bit, it's not going to hurt. And it's also one of the upcoming novels I have that I'm currently working on. And I know I've been saying I've been working on it since July of 2023? Which, yes, it has been 2 years, but I do intend to finish that book. Usually projects don't take me that long. I started Iskander's Game, the book that is out now, in 2023. So it took me about 2 years to finish that and get it ready for publication. Iskander's Game 2, I started working on probably last year. So that is about the same amount of time. Speaking of which, yeah, so book release schedule, if you give a shit about that, because look at the fucking channel name, man. Iskander's Game 2 is coming out in the holiday season. I don't have a date yet because I'm not sure when all the shit's gonna be done for it, but there should be a cover reveal coming soon-ish for that, so keep an eye out. Oh shit, I completely forgot to mention this. I'm putting the audiobook out for free. I'm gonna be uploading it chapter by chapter on this channel. Part of the reason I'm making this video is so I'm not just disappearing for 2 months and then dropping a chapter of the audiobook for my book without any context. Every week I will release 1 chapter of the audiobook, so eventually you will have the entire thing for free on this channel. You have no excuse not to read it. But, for the weeks that I am releasing those chapters, if you really want to get your hands on the entire thing, you still have incentive to go and, buy the product that I'm giving out for free. I don't know, man. It's your money. Do what you want with it. I'm not a beggar. That's a lie. I have begged for money before. On this channel, I don't know. I can't remember, but I definitely have begged for money before. Anyway, that tangent aside, book release schedule. Iskander's Game 2 is coming out in sometime during the holiday season, maybe late December, maybe early January. It all depends on some stuff that is kind of up in the air right now, but I should have a cover reveal coming soon-ish. After that, Angels of Fortune, which if you haven't watched my 30 Years War video, you will not know what the fuck I'm talking about. And even if you have watched that video, you probably still will not know what the fuck I'm talking about because I mentioned it for like 5 seconds in a 50-minute video. This is a sort of Game of Thrones-esque recreation of the 30 Years War in a fantasy setting. Mostly so I can implement different historically anachronistic things without getting crucified for it. Yeah? So that's coming in spring. Winter of next year, Iskander's Game 3, which is really just part 2 of Iskander's Game 2, because Iskander's Game 2 used to be 1 book, and then it had too much shit going on. So I fucking Robert Jordaned this shit and split it into 2 books. And rewrote the end of the first half to feel well, not satisfying, but conclusive. And then the beginning of the third one to feel like, oh, yeah, this is a new book. So those are two separate novels. Aside from that, I have in the works this side project, which was supposed to be a side project that I never intended on finishing anytime soon, but has kind of yoinked me into finishing it. It is called Book of the Serpent Kings. It is a historically adjacent fantasy novel where the best way to showcase my impetus for writing this thing is if you go and watch my Tarkir video, where I complain about a Magic the Gathering set. This book is my attempt to rewrite the story of a Magic the Gathering set in such a way that it is that I consider it to be good. And you'll understand why I thought it was bad in that video. But it's not a fan fiction because I'm not a fan. I thought I could do it better. I think I am doing it better. And also, it's not... If I hadn't told you this, I don't think a lot of people would even be able to tell that it has any relation to Magic the Gathering, because really what it is a fantasy showcase of the toppling of a decadent empire with Persian flavoring, is what I would call it. I do think it is really good. It's very similar to, if you've ever read The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu, that is a very good approximation of what this style of book is. It is based on an amalgamation of historical events that I've just sort of made into the plot. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a video on it and I'll find a better way to explain it there. Aside from that, Medieval America, yes, is on the list. My general plan of how I want to do releases, considering the fact that I have maybe, like 9 Iskander's Game novels set up, is each year do one Iskander's Game novel, do one other variety of novel, unless I feel like writing 2 Iskander's Game novels in a row. Each of these like independent novels will be releasing not alongside, but in the same year as an Iskander's Game novel. So, year after next year is probably either going to be Book of the Serpent Kings, although I might just release that whenever I finish it, or Medieval America. Which Medieval America, I have a solid foundation, and I have a good base upon which to finish the book. I'm about halfway through, I would say, of this new draft. Last time I gave an update, I told you I wrote a quarter of a book and then scrapped it immediately. This time, I have about 50,000 words, which is about half a book for me. It might go longer than that, realistically, because it is another like big scale but that's coming. That's on my priority list. And I am also going to start writing a romantasy novel. Yes, as in the same genre of smut slop you see on TikTok. Except I'm not selling my soul for it, and I'm going to actually try and make it good. And also there will be no monster men involved. So... maybe this isn't such a good idea. I originally was going to write this as a joke, to be like, oh, I need to make money, so what's the best way of making money as an author? Write a romantasy novel for middle-aged white women. And now I'm realizing that is not, I'm not going to be able to do that. I cannot write for lonely middle-aged white women. But I'm still going to give it the old college try, because I came up with an idea for it and everything. And I'll probably honestly, that might be my next video. Because something I've always wanted to do on this channel is document the process of me writing a novel in sort of a, more of a comedy video style format. So, and it's still in the outlining process, so we're pretty early in the process. Big writer tip, don't use the same words right next to each other in the same paragraph, or better yet, in the same sentence. Can you tell I didn't script this video? I want to document the process of writing that novel, mostly because this novel is, I'm not putting so much emphasis on like, oh yeah, this is my best work. No, this, I'm still going to try and make it good, as good as I can make it. I'm going, it's kind of a joke, kind of an experiment, because I've never written a romance novel before, and I kind of want to prove to myself that I can do it. If I happen to make $300,000 a week on book sales from it, like Sarah J. Maas does, great, wonderful. If not, it's fine. It'll still be, I think, a good book. And, you know, if any of you are, like, huge fans by the time that comes out, and you want to introduce my schizo ramblings to any less schizophrenic members of your family or regular friends, that might be a good entry point, if I'm being real. But yeah, so that, I think, sums up the changes and future plan for the next year/few years for me. And yeah, either right when this video comes out, honestly, I might wait a bit. This video is going to come out before the first chapter of the Iskander's Game audiobook. Look for that within probably like half a week. If I release this on a Wednesday, I'll put out the chapter on a Friday. I might release this on a Friday, and if I do that, the chapter will probably come out on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Whichever day I end up releasing the chapter on, that is the day that each other subsequent chapter will release, because I want to be at least consistent with that. So I'm not, like, there will be shit for you to listen to at the very least. So look forward to that. You have literally no reason not to read it at this point. I'm literally giving it to you for free in audio format. And honestly, once Iskander's Game 2 comes out, I might just send out Iskander's Game 1 for free as an ebook or PDF to anyone who joins my mailing list. Not that my mailing list has been very useful. It's mostly bots. Most of the emails I've gotten are bots. Yeah, anyway, after that, I'm gonna start documenting that romantasy book, because honestly, it's pretty funny. Yeah, so look forward to that. I'm back. I'm making content. I am working full-time, so I'm not going to be making as much content as I used to before. Not that I had a, super prolific output rate. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it.